Hello everyone, this is Satish Kumar, lecturer in Electronics and Communication Engineering, working at Government Polytechnic Masaptang, Hyderabad. We are dealing with analog communication subject. The subject is related to Diploma in Electronics and Communication Engineering branch, 3rd semester. Still now we completed 2 chapters, that is Basics of Communication and Noise and Analog Modulation Techniques. Now we are in 3rd chapter, that is Transmitters and Receivers. In earlier classes, in 3rd chapter we covered requirements and specifications of transmitters, block diagram of high level modulator as well as low level modulator transmitter, their working, differences between them, what is SSB transmitter, its working, indirect FM transmitter, its working, TRF receiver, its working, disadvantages of TRF receiver, super heterodyne receiver, its working, choice of IF, there we stopped, right? So these are the topics, we got 14 topics. The next topic is define sensitivity, selectivity and fidelity and image rejection ratio. These are some of the characteristics of any radio receiver, right? Now we'll see what is sensitivity. So for good receiver, for its efficient performance, sensitivity, selectivity, fidelity and image rejection ratio could be as much as high. What is sensitivity? Sensitivity means the ability of radio receiver to pick up the weak signals and amplify them is known as sensitivity. If there is a receiver, it should sense the weakest signal. If a receiver senses weakest signal, then that is a good receiver. If a receiver does not sense all the signals, that is not a good receiver. That means whenever signals are coming towards the receiver, when they are strong, every receiver can able to detect, every receiver can receive. But when they are weak, because the signals are coming from transmitter from far distance, at that time the signals will travel longer distance and then they become weak. When they reach receiver, they are not strong enough. Hence the receiver is able to detect such weak signals, then the signal is a good receiver. That is explained by sensitivity. It is the ability of a radio receiver to pick up weak signals and amplify them is known as sensitivity. Sensitivity is one of the important parameter. The most sensitive receivers are used in satellite communication or in satellites, right? Because the distance between satellite and your earth is very long, hence the receiver should be more sensitive, and it is expressed in microvolts. And this factor determines gain of IF amplifier, gain of RF amplifier and noise figure of the radio receiver. So when sensitivity is good, the IF amplifier gain, the RF amplifier gain will affect the sensitivity of a radio receiver. Selectivity, the next characteristics of radio receiver is selectivity. So you know, a receiver should be much sensitive as well as it should be having a property called selectivity. What do you mean by selectivity? It is the ability of a radio receiver to select desired signal while reject all unwanted signals. Let's suppose there is a receiver which is receiving all the signals coming from the transmitter and they are available at the input of antenna of a radio receiver. When it receives, the receiver should select only a desired frequency and reject all other unwanted signals. At that time, it should select only one desired signal and it should reject all unwanted signal. That means there should be some tuning circuit inside it so that it selects only one desired signal and rejecting all other unwanted signals. That is called selectivity. It is the important factor and it determines adjacent channel rejection of a receiver. That means when you want to listen a radio station or when you want to watch a television channel, that channel or that station should be available at the receiver and remaining channels should not be available. So for that, a receiver should be more selective. A receiver with good selectivity will select the desired station and reject all unwanted stations. And it is done by tuned circuit. As I said, it is done by tuned circuit. Tuned circuit is one which tunes to desired station and rejects all undesired stations. And selectivity depends on RF amplifier and as well as IF amplifier also. Mainly it depends on IF amplifier. And selectivity varies with receiving frequency and is generally expressed in the form of curve. And the next important property, characteristics of radio receiver is fidelity. Fidelity is ability of a radio receiver to reproduce all frequency components faithfully in the modulated signal. That is called fidelity. So fidelity means a receiver should be able to produce all the frequency components present in the modulated signal starting from 20 Hz to 20 kHz. It should produce with much gain, much amplification, much quality, all the frequencies. So it should be able to produce 20 Hz, 21 Hz, 20,000 Hz also. Then the receiver is a good receiver. So when you look at the curve, there is a frequency and receiver gain or receiver output. There should be flat. So irrespective of frequency, the receiver output is constant or output is almost flat starting from 50 Hz to 10 kHz. So receiver should be able to produce all the frequency components available in the modulated signal and as well as those are present in the modulated signal at the transmitter. All the frequencies are available in the modulating signal that are there at the input of the transmitter, but that should also be present at the output of receiver. Then only the communication becomes more quality. So ideally the fidelity curve should be flat over the entire audio frequency range, but practically it decreases on the lower edges and higher edges. That is because of audio amplifier. Image frequency. Image frequency rejection ratio we should understand, but before going to discuss about image frequency rejection ratio, we need to know what is image frequency. Image frequency is defined as it is the image of the original or desired station frequency. Right? As we know, we are employing a technique called super heterodyne process to overcome the limitations of TRF receiver to have good selectivity, sensitivity as well as your stability also and more adjacent channel rejection ratio. To simplify the entire circuits, we are employing a technique called super heterodyne process. In this super heterodyne process, we are making use of three circuits. One is RF amplifier, mixer and local oscillator, as well as you need to have IF amplifier. That means irrespective of station you are selecting, the desired station is converted or down converted into a constant low frequency called IF. Right? That means when you select a station of X, when you select one station X, or when you want to listen a station whose frequency X, then the tuning is done at the local oscillator frequency by an excess value of IF. Excess value of IF. Let's suppose just I am drawing this. Wait. Let us suppose there is a radio receiver. This is mixer, this is local oscillator, this is RF amplifier or RF stage, and the output of mixer is given to IF amplifier, and these all are connected to a gang tuning circuit. And here we will be having antenna. So when you want to select FS, this is your desired station, the local oscillator frequency is tuned or adjusted in such a way that its frequency is tuned to Fs plus If. Fs plus If. And the difference between this frequency and this frequency is done in the mixer. Mixer will mixes these two frequencies, generate some difference, multiples and submultiples also. But we are selecting only difference. So the difference between your Fs and F the difference between Fs plus If and Fs will give you If. Hence that If is amplified IF amplifier. For suppose there is one more frequency called because the antenna will generate all the frequencies. There is, if Fs is available, that is good, but if at all if there is a frequency available at the output of RF stage, that is Fs plus 2If, what happens we'll see. Okay, Fs plus 2If. In this case, when you want to listen Fs, the local oscillator is chosen by Fs plus If because that is done parallelly by using ganged tuning. Okay, and the difference is taken. In the earlier case, we have taken the difference, or we calculated the difference between local oscillator frequency and receiver RF stage frequency, that is F0 minus Fs we calculated in the earlier case. Now here F0 is lesser than Fs or the RF stage, hence the difference is this frequency Fs plus 2If. Initially we calculated this local oscillator frequency minus your Fs plus If. At that time it is giving If. F0 minus Fs, which gives If. In the second case, it is difficult to calculate F0 minus Fs because F0 is lesser than Fs, because our desired station is Fs. That is why always the local oscillator is adjusted that in excess of If. But if at all if there is a other frequency available at the RF stage, that is its value is in addition with Fs, there is one more frequency available, Fs plus 2If. Then calculate the difference between these two things. What will you get? I'll show you. When you calculate fs plus if or 2if, this is the output of RF stage and local oscillator. And what is the frequency of local oscillator? fs plus if, and here it becomes minus. So finally you will get fs plus 2if minus fs minus if, then you will get if. So for this frequency or this undesired station frequency also, the resultant output of mixer is if. For fs also if is same, for fs plus 2if station also the if is same. So for two stations the intermediate frequency becoming same. When you want to listen fs plus if also is coming in addition with fs. These two stations will be entering into the if amplifier, that makes the problem. And this frequency is called image frequency. Image frequency, that is discussed here. Image frequency. Image frequency, a super hadron receiver suffers from a major drawback known as image frequency, and this problem of image frequency causes the receiver to allow another station in addition to the desired one to be fed into the if amplifier. Image frequency can be defined as the signal frequency plus twice the intermediate frequency, that is fsi is equal to fs plus 2fi, where fsi is the image frequency, fs is the desired signal frequency, and fi is the intermediate frequency. And here the standard if value for AM receiver is 455 kHz. If the desired station is 1000 kHz, the intermediate frequency becomes 1910 kHz as per this formula. From this formula the frequency becomes fs plus twice the if. So that frequency should not enter into the IF amplifier. Only one station should enter into the IF amplifier. For that we need extra circuits. Those circuits will give image frequency rejection. For that there is a ratio, there is a term called IMRR, that is image frequency rejection ratio. It is defined as the ratio of the gain at the signal frequency to the gain at the image frequency. So what do you mean by image frequency rejection ratio? It's the ratio of two gains. One is gain at signal frequency or desired station's frequency, gain at image frequency. You can write like this. IMRR is a ratio. Its formula is gain at signal frequency, gain at image frequency. That is defined by image frequency rejection ratio. It is also defined as the rejection of image frequency by a single tuned circuit. So for rejecting image frequency, we need to stop that image frequency coming at the output of RF amplifier. That is why you need to employ one more extra tuned circuit in the RF amplifier. Hence it is given by a single tuned circuit. The rejection of the image frequency is given by alpha. There is one more formula. Alpha is equal to under root of 1 plus q square by rho square, where rho is equal to fs by fs minus fs by fsi, and q is the quality factor, that is bandwidth by resonant frequency. Bandwidth by resonant frequency. . So that is called image frequency rejection. The rejection of the image frequency must be achieved before IF stage. Once an undesired frequency enter the first IF amplifier, it would become impossible to remove it from the desired signal. That is what. So if the image frequency is to be deleted or removed, it should be done before IF amplifier, that is either in the mixer or in the local oscillator or in the RF stage. You cannot apply mixer and local oscillator, then there is only one chance, that is in the RF stage. Next concept is AVS. What is AVS? AVC, automatic volume control. It is also known as automatic gain control. So when you look at the diagram of super heterodyne receiver, I will show you. So there is a line starting from detector and it is going to IF amplifier, mixer and RF stage. That means there is a signal coming from detector to IF and mixer and as well as RF stage. That is a reverse signal or a return signal is going from detector towards input. Hence it is also feedback signal. It is also called a feedback signal. So this feedback signal is known as AGC, which is also known as AVC, automatic gain control as well as automatic volume control. The name is because when you change the gain, automatically the sound or the volume of the signal coming out of the loudspeaker also changes. Hence the automatic gain control can also be known as automatic volume control. What is the need of AGC? The reason is because the antenna is a passive device which receives the weak signal as well as strong signals coming from the transmitter. When the signal is strong, the output of the loudspeaker becomes more because the gain is constant. The IF amplifier, RF amplifier gains are constant. They will be fixed for the operator. If the signal coming from the transmitter is very weak, as the gains are same for strong signals as well as weak signals, the output sound or the output signal coming out of the loudspeaker becomes weak when the received signal at the antenna, receiving antenna is weak. Hence you need a mechanism or you can have a inefficient response from the loudspeaker. That means more sounds will come for strong signal, less sounds will come from the weak signals, or more sounds come from the transmitter which are nearer to the receiver, less sounds come or weak sounds come from the receiver, from the output of receiver if the transmitters are far away from the receivers. This problem is overcome by a technique called AGC. Irrespective of the value, irrespective of the strength of the input signal received by the antenna, the output is maintained constant, or the gain of the output of the loudspeaker is maintained constant. That is done by AGC. That means the gain is automatically varied according to the strength of the signal coming from the antenna of the receiver. When the weak signal is entering into the RF stage of a receiver, it should be amplified by more because it is already weak. Who will decide? That is done by AGC. When a strong signal is entering through the antenna into the RF stage of a receiver, as it is already strong, it requires less amplification. That means amplification should be decreased. Who will do? That is AGC will do. So that is why AGC will take part of some portion of the IF amplifier output or detector output, and it checks whether it is below or above a threshold value or a strong value. If it is above a threshold value, the output is optimum, hence no need of any AGC. If it is at the threshold value, it is optimum. The standard output is coming from the loudspeaker, hence no need of AGC. Whenever the output of the detector is less than the threshold value, a fixed value that requires more amplification. Hence AGC will provide a positive feedback, or it increases the biasing in the amplifiers. When biasing increases, automatically gain increases, hence the weak signals will be amplified by more. In the third case, when the signals having more strength are entering into the RF stage, and automatically it generates more sound, then AGC determines that the output of the detector is above the threshold, hence that should be less amplified or attenuated. Hence AGC will provide a negative feedback for the strong signals coming into the RF stage from antenna. In this way AGC will do automatically controlling of gains in turn volume of the speaker. Is that it? So there are three cases for AGC. One is, initially AGC is a feedback signal, it fixes a threshold value, threshold voltage. Let us suppose the threshold voltage is 5 volts. So the AGC will check whether the output of detector is above the threshold voltage or below the threshold voltage, or at the 5 volts or at the threshold voltage. If it is above the threshold voltage, the AGC should be negative, or negative feedback should be given, because already it is reaching and crossing the threshold voltage, which will produce an unwanted high or more volume sound. That is why it should be decreased. When the output of the detector is less than the threshold voltage or threshold output, that is less than 5 volts, the AGC should be positive, because as the detector output is less because of weak signals, that should be amplified more. If the output of the detector is exactly 5 volts, that is exactly threshold voltage, the AGC signal should be 0. So in this way, by checking the output of detector, AGC will do controlling of the gain to have a constant output from the loudspeaker or output of receiver, right? The other name of AGC is known as ABC. AGC, ABC, right? When listening to a station in a receiver, due to various conditions of propagation, the signal strength at the receiving point will not be constant but goes changing. When such change in the signal strength is present, the input of receiver, the output from the speaker also changes correspondingly. This gives unpleasant effect to the listener. That is what. So when the signals are coming from the transmitter nearer to the receiver, when the signals are coming from the transmitter far away from the receiver will be receiving signals of different strengths. That means the receiver will be able to produce different sounds at the output of speaker. Hence that gives an unpleasant effect to the listener. To overcome that, we need a feedback circuit. That feedback circuit will overcome this problem. AGC is compulsory in any radio receiver, and AGC is a feedback circuit connected from output to input, from detector to IF amplifier, mixer and RF amplifier. So next is demodulation of AM receiver. What do you mean by demodulation? Demodulation means retrieving the modulating signal from the modulated signal. So I draw a simple diagram. This is modulating signal, this is carrier signal, the output is modulated signal, AM signal. This is your modulator. And if suppose there is a demodulator, what happens? For demodulator, it is also known as detector. For detector, The inputs are AM signal or FM signal or PM signal, and these are called modulated signal. Next, one more thing is carrier signal. You also require carrier for demodulation, but carrier can be easily produced at any point of the communication system. Hence, carrier is given as one of the inputs of detector. Then the output would be modulating signal. How it detects from AM to modulating signal. That means demodulation is the reverse process of modulation. In demodulation, the high frequency signal is converted into low frequency signal, whereas in modulation, opposite, modulating signal is converted into modulated signal, that is low frequency signal into converted back into high frequency signal. And how does it occur in AM receiver? There are two stages in demodulation of AM receiver. One is rectification, the second one is separation of audio signal. These are the two stages. As you know, AM signal contains two sidebands, upper sideband and lower sideband. Hence, it requires only one of the sidebands, not two. So, hence you require a process called rectification. That is, all the negative half cycles are to be removed. These are the negative cycles, those should be removed. These are the negative cycles. That is done by rectifier. So, generally we use half wave rectifier with the help of diode and diode, right? So, to have a coupling, when we are using a transformer here, the primary is connected to antenna. But in practice, it is connected to what do you call output of IF amplifier. Here there will be IF amplifier, and rear side of IF amplifier is mixer, and rear side of mixer is RF stage, and below mixer is local oscillator, right? So how demodulation will occur? And you already know demodulation is reverse process of modulation. That means it recovers the modulating signal or original signal from modulated signal, or it simply converts a high frequency signal into low frequency signal. For that, you need rectification as well as separation. Rectification is done by half wave rectifier, and separation is done by filters. It's called filters. That is RF component of the separation of audio signal. That is removing RF component. Finally, we should be getting only envelope. That envelope gives you modulating signal. So in AM, the modulating signal lies on the envelope of the AM signal. For that you require filters. These are called filters. C1 and L1 are tuned to a single frequency. Hence, those undesired frequencies are tuned out by C1 and L1. That is LC tank circuit or parallel resonance circuit. So resonance means it is a condition where current is maximum than the voltage, where net reactance becomes 0. There are some other definitions also. So the output of this one demodulated circuit is transformer, as well as in this there is a transformer, aerial is also known as antenna, and there is a diode, capacitor C, R, and once again CP. Here the purpose of L1 and C1 is tuning, that is selecting a desired station, and the purpose of diode is removing negative cycles. If you look at this diagram, that negative cycles are removed. Here there are no negative cycles. Rectified signal is available at the output of diode. And this carrier also an unwanted signal that should be removed by a filter. For that reason we are using a capacitive filter or parallel capacitive filter, shunt capacitor filter or shunt capacitor. The advantage or the use of capacitor, it allows only high frequency signals and does not allow low frequency signal, as the capacitor other end is connected to ground. It is connected to ground here, hence the capacitor allows all the carrier component, but it removes or it retains modulating signal. When the modulating signal is there at the output of filter, that should be AF signal with some DC, because that is shifted to positive quadrant, and it should be reverted back. Hence the DC which is added inside the AF signal should be removed. For removing DC signal, you need once again a capacitor, because capacitor allows AC but blocks DC. So to block DC, which is unwanted, that should be connected in series. The capacitor is connected in series, it allows only modulated signal and charges to its DC value and blocks finally DC. And this is the audio output which is given to loudspeaker. So here modulated signal, here any modulated signal, there is a single modulated signal from this rectified signal, or there is no negative half cycles. These negative half cycles contains both message as well as carrier. Here this is a message with some DC, that is from 5 volts or 6 volts, and this DC is removed by a bypass blocking capacitor, and this AC or carrier component is removed by capacitor or bypass capacitor, and this L1 and C1 are for tuning the desired station, right? And the block diagram of FM receiver. What do you mean by block diagram of FM receiver? In block diagram, FM receiver is same as your AM receiver, but there is only one difference called limiter. So when you look at the diagram, the RF amplifier, mixer, local oscillator, IF amplifier, limiter, AGC detector circuit, discriminator, de-emphasis circuit, and audio amplifier. So there are two more blocks extra. One is discriminator, other one is de-emphasis. These two are extra in FM receivers. So you know the purpose of antenna is to convert electromagnetic waves into electrical signals, but all the signals are present at the output of antenna or at the input of antenna, and that is overcome by selecting only one single frequency, that is your desired frequency FS. That is done by your 3 blocks: RF amplifier, mixer, and local oscillator. So tuning is done in 3 stages parallelly, but mainly at the local oscillator. That means when you want to design FS, the local oscillator is chosen as FS plus IF, so that the difference between local oscillator and the incoming station will be a constant low value, which is pre-designed value, right? And IF amplifies the standard IF, and the output of mixer, that is difference. Here one should remember the IF value is 10.7 megahertz, that is given to IF amplifier, and the extra circuit is called limiter. What is limiter? Limiter is nothing but a clipper. As you know, when you look at the waveform of your FM, the waveform of FM is something like this. When there is no message, the frequency is constant. When there is a message, the frequency is increased. When there is a negative message, the frequency is decreased, like this. So here message is 0, positive, negative. That means in FM signal, the message lies in the forms of frequency variations. So from this diagram you can conclude that if there is a constant change in the frequency, then that is known as there is no message. When there is increment in the frequency, that indicates there is a positive message. when there is a decrement in the frequency of the carrier, that indicates negative message. So this is done by modulator, but when the signals are transmitted from the transmitter towards the receiver, because of an external effect called noise is added into all the signals, that not only adds AM signal but also FM signal. So the noise exists in the form of voltage variations, hence the noise may be added here, here and here also. That means which gives variations in the amplitudes of FM signal. That is the opposite of your FM definition. In FM, frequency is varied, but the amplitude of the carrier, whereas phase of the carrier should be constant. For good FM, the amplitude of the FM signal is constant, but because of noise, there is an addition of noise pulses over the FM signal. From seeing that, you can easily tell this is a noise. Hence, noise can be easily removed by making use of a diode in series with the resistor, or some diode which is connected in series with the IF amplifier, and the diode cutting clipping voltage is maintained as the peak value of carrier, that is this value. This value is maintained as the diode voltage, biased clipper. The biased voltage is maintained as EC. So when it reaches EC, the clipper clips the unwanted portion that will not be available at the output of here clipper. There won't be any noise. This noise will be removed. In this way, the limiter will limits the voltage or the strength of the FM signal constantly. It maintains a constant peak values of the FM signal. That is why you need a limiter. The output of limiter is given to IF amplifier and RF amplifier via AGC detector. And here the output of limiter is given to discriminator, where discriminator discriminates or separates carrier variations and generates its corresponding modulating signal. So the demodulator in FM receiver is known as discriminator, whereas the demodulator in AM receiver is known as detector. Both discriminator and detector are performing same duty, that is demodulation, but the names are different. Discrimination means separation of variable frequencies. Detection means separation of variance of amplitudes, because in AM modulated signal lies in the variance of the amplitudes. In FM signal, the modulating signal lies in the form of frequency variation. Those frequency variations should be detected, that should be separated by a circuit called discriminator. So discriminator is nothing but FM demodulator. And there is a new circuit called de-emphasis. As a FM transmitter requires pre-emphasis in the transmitter section, hence you require a de-emphasis circuit in the receiver section also. This pre-emphasis and de-emphasis are most widely used in FM systems to overcome the effect of noise on HF components or high frequency components. And the reason is HF components are more affected by the noise, hence those HF components are amplified by more in the transmitter. As they amplified more in the transmitter, they should be attenuated in the receiver. That is why you need a de-emphasis circuit. The rest of the blocks are same. Audio amplifier, which amplifies audio level of the signal, that is voltage gain, it increases. And power amplifier will amplify both power, voltage and current, and the output signal, which is amplified signal, is given to speaker, and speaker generates an audible sound, faithful sounds. So this is called your FM receiver. The IF value in FM receiver is 10.7 MHz, whereas IF value in AM receiver is 455 kHz. Here it is in the form of megahertz. The reason is the band used for FM transmission is 88 to 108 mega, hence IF also lies in the form of mega, in the order of mega, whereas The band used for AM is kilohertz, that is 550 kilohertz to 1650 kilohertz. Hence the IF value is also exist in the form of kilohertz only. Okay, so with this I will stop. We'll see the only discriminator, Foster-Seeley discriminator. Here in today's class we discussed AM demodulation, properties of radio receivers as well as FM receiver. The AM receiver which is containing AM demodulator as detector, that is also known as diode detector, as diode is used in the circuit. In the next class we are going to discuss about, we will be seeing a FM demodulator known as Foster-Seeley discriminator. Right, thank you, have a nice day.